Before we get to the ritual character assassination of the groom that forms the basis of a traditional man's best speech, I would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Sharon and Don Brown, where you guys are. The Taylors, around the Selvers, those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Zach, and I would like to thank Dylan for finally confirming I'm actually the best man. I've actually looked forward to this moment for a long time. It'll be the first time I've been able to speak for 5 minutes in Dylan's presence without looking around this packed room, it's surprising just how far some people are prepared to travel for a free dinner. It's a good thing Dylan didn't choose the menu, otherwise you've been very disappointed to have come all this way for a wing sample platter washed down with a 22-ounce Miller Lite draft.
Yeah!
I followed a tried and tested path that I've used throughout my life. Have a look at Google and steal other people's work. The advice I found was, 1 in 3 marriages end in divorce, so save the money and stay at home. Or to just make a speech in the form of a eulogy, since his life is basically over. This pretty much set the tone for the level of quality advice. I did find one useful nugget, which I never knew before. According to Wikipedia, which therefore can mean this is a lie and completely made up, the reason why bride wears white is because it's a sign of happiness. That would, of course, explain why the groom wears black.
It's gray!
I once went to a wedding, and the best man stood up, Eric Olson. He explained how the groom being a man who had led his chaste and quiet life and had given him very little juicy material stories to fill his best man speech. Well, the good news is that's not the case with Dylan. The bad news is that I have so much material, we could sit here for some time, so I hope you're all sitting comfortably and have no pressing engagements for a few hours. No, of course, I'm only kidding. I do have plenty of material, but 90% of it's not fit for public consumption. Dylan, I won't say anything. I'll let it proceed. The theme of my speech is this: why marry Dylan Taylor? What is so special about him? Maybe it's the romance. We all notice how Ben is always complimenting Dylan on how well he kisses. And that every sentence they share begins and ends with babe. Over the last few months, I've made extensive investigations, and I think I found the answer. One reason to marry Dylan is that he's exceptionally thoughtful. He's always thinking about friends and family. In fact, he starts thinking from the moment he gets up, usually followed by a text to me of what he's thinking about. Then he doesn't stop till he opens his mouth. Dylan, although it took several months of patience and frustration for Jen to weed through the line of guys chasing the new girl in town, you finally landed your perfect match. I mean, obviously, Jen finally realized that looks aren't everything in the person. And true love comes from the heart. Jen, I will admit, you chose the right one, because Dylan can guarantee to be that person who will make each day worth living and the source of many wonderful memories for years to come. Love is a language spoken by everyone, but understood only by the heart. It's a song that never ends. It's not about finding a person you can live with. It's about finding the person you can't live without. My friend, my brother, you found that person. It's a wonderful honor to be his best man today, as Dylan Taylor is a very special person to me. He's a true friend who never ceases to amaze me with his kindness. He has listened to me through many a crisis. He gives without any thought of reward. He's a super guy and a role model friend. The two of us have become such best friends that no matter where you take him, although you might have to dress him properly for the occasion, he can get along with anyone and everyone in the room. The guy truly has an unbelievably big heart. And yes, we've had our differences, but nothing that 2 lawyers and a judge couldn't sort out. But I asked Dylan and Jen to stand and look at each other.
Speaking of stand up.
Everyone here is so happy that you found each other, and even happier that today you took the next step along the path of love. As you stand here together, please never forget this. You are now gazing at the person who, statistically speaking, is most likely to murder you.